All right, so you're staring down your very first tax season. And yeah, that feeling of dread, totally normal. But don't you worry, in this explainer, we're going to break everything down into a super simple step-by-step blueprint. So let's just dive right in. You open your mailbox, you see these official-looking envelopes full of numbers, and your first thought is probably something like, what is even happening right now? Trust me, you are not alone. That confusion, it's pretty much the classic first-time filer experience. But hey, I've got some really good news for you. Taxes are nowhere near as scary as they look. I promise. We're going to demystify this whole thing right now, and we'll do it together. So let's just kind of reframe what filing taxes even is. Think of it like this. All year long, right? A little bit of money was taken out of your paychecks for taxes. Filing is just the annual checkup to see if you paid the right amount. Did you pay too much or maybe a little too little? That's really it. It's just settling up at the end of the year. And we're going to tackle this whole thing in 3 really simple steps. First, we'll gather up our papers. Second, we'll do the fun part, the money-saving math. And third, we'll get it all filed online. Easy enough, right? Let's do it. Okay, step 1, gather your papers. I love this analogy. Think of these documents as the ingredients for a recipe. You can't start cooking without them, and you definitely can't do your taxes without these key forms. Now, for most of you doing this for the first time, you'll probably only need 1 or 2 of these. The W-2, that's the big one from your regular job, where your boss already took out taxes for you. A 1099 NEC, that's for any freelance or gig work you did where taxes weren't taken out, like driving for Uber or something. And then there's the 1099 INT, which just comes from your bank if you earned a tiny bit of interest. And here's a huge pro tip that'll save you from pacing back and forth waiting for the mail. Most of these forms, they're digital now. So before you start to panic, just check your email or log into your company's online portal. I bet you'll find them sitting right there in a tax documents folder. All right, moving on to step 2. And honestly, this is my favorite part, the money-saving math. This is where we talk about deductions and credits, which are basically just tools designed to lower how much tax you have to pay. Okay, listen up, because this might be the most important thing you hear today. You do not pay tax on all the money you earned. Let me say that again. You don't pay tax on every single dollar. This is a huge, crucial point. So how is that even possible? Well, it's because of something called the standard deduction. The best way to think about it is like a freebie discount the IRS gives pretty much everybody. It just chops a big chunk off your income so you don't get taxed on it. It's basically a tax-free zone for your earnings. And this number really shows you how powerful that discount is. Now, the standard deduction changes every year, but just to give you an idea, for 2025, it's going to be around $15,750 for a single person. So think about it. If you earned $40,000, the IRS only actually taxes you on, like $24,250 of it? That is a huge, huge difference. Now, besides deductions, there's another awesome thing called tax credits. And believe me, credits are even better. So here's the key difference, okay? A deduction lowers the amount of your income that gets taxed. But a credit is like a coupon. It's a dollar-for-dollar reduction of the actual tax bill you owe. And for all you students out there, this is a big one. If you paid for stuff like tuition or textbooks, the American Opportunity Tax Credit could literally chop your tax bill by up to $2,500. That's real money back in your pocket. It's so worth looking into. Okay, let's move on to our final step, just getting the last few filing details right. And for young adults, especially students, one of the most important rules here really just boils down to one single question. And that question is this: can your parents claim you as a dependent? Seriously, getting this right is so important if you want to avoid any headaches with the IRS. And thankfully, the rules are pretty straightforward. Basically, if you're under 24 and you're a full-time student, and your parents are paying for more than half of your expenses, things like rent, food, tuition, then yeah, they can most likely claim you as a dependent on their taxes. Now, here is the really crucial part. You still file your own tax return, okay? But if you are a dependent, you absolutely must check the little box that says someone else can claim me. Because if you don't, and both you and your parents try to claim your personal exemption, boom, it's going to flag both of your returns with the IRS. And trust me, you do not want that. And hey, when it's actually time to file, you probably shouldn't have to pay a dime. No, seriously. If you earned under $79,000, you can use the IRS Free File program. It lets you file your federal taxes for free. It's an amazing resource. And just like that, we've made it to the finish line. Once you've plugged in all your numbers and information, you're going to see one of two things. Either you're getting a refund or you have a payment due. So let's break that down. A refund, that's the good one. It just means you paid a little too much in taxes during the year, and the government is giving you your own money back. Now, if you owe tax, that just means you underpaid. It's super common if you're a freelancer. Just make sure you pay whatever you owe by the April 15th deadline. And that is it. Seriously, your final checklist couldn't be simpler. Click Submit, save a copy for your own records, and then just relax. You actually did it. You have officially conquered your first tax season. Look at you! You gathered your forms, you figured out the rules, and you filed your return. By just breaking it down into small pieces, you turned this scary challenge into a real accomplishment. So, congratulations, and thanks for tuning in.